So now I'm going to look at the classic tarp tent that is very popular around. For this you need a couple bits of cordage, you need your trekking pole, a walking pole or a stick again. I think you need 8 pegs if memory serves. If not, I've got a couple more over there that I'll run off and get. So for this I'm going to start at the back and work forwards to make it easier for you all to see. At the back I'm going to pick one loop in from the corners and peg those out, and then I'm going to go one loop up from the corners and peg that out. So hopefully you'll see what I mean as I do it. So I've got my 4 pegs, center lines here, so, and the corners over here. I'm going to pick one loop back, peg that out there. Do the same over on this side. I've got the corner, I've got the center line, so one loop in between. I'm going to peg that out there. Then from that, I'm going to hold the corner tight, go one loop up from the back corner, peg that out. Then I'm going to do the same over on this side. So I've got the corner, one loop up, just going to peg that out, right onto a rock as is typical. Move it a little bit there, there you go. So I've got that bit pegged out. Next up, I'm just going to neaten the front here, just so I can see what I need to do. So next section, what we're going to do is we're going to take this corner and we're going to peg it out roughly where this is, where this one loop in is. So grab a couple more pegs, take this corner, put it nice and tight, roughly where this loop is, peg that out there, and then I'm going to do the same on this side. So again, got my center line, which is just up there. This is one loop in, try and hold that nice and tight. Take this corner over to pretty much in line with that as much as I can. And that's that section. We then need to deal with this center section. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in there with the pole, put that up in the middle. So I'll do that in a moment. So straight in under, try and find the sort of middle section of your tarp. Again, this one does not have as much room as the triangular pyramid. So yeah, just something to be aware of on that. So I've got that pegged up right in the middle there. So we're nearly there now. All I need to do is basically just move these bits and peg these back. Now this isn't fully enclosed. You've got this big area here that's open, but it's quite enclosed for a lot of uses. So yeah, I'm going to grab 2 pegs and some cord. Now this cord I've already put a fixed loop in the end, so I can just put it on the top really quickly. So I'm just going to take this section here, put the fixed loop through, pull it through, grab a peg, and I'll go back to this loop back here just because it's nice and accessible. Peg that in. I'm not going to do it massively hard. Then all I'm going to do is use a quick taut line hitch here just to hold it in place, and so I can tension it. So this is where, you know, one of those knots that you really need to know. That'll tension there. While I'm back here, I'm going to just tidy up this back corner just by tucking in that. That'll make it look nice. And around the other side, again, one peg, one bit of cord with a fixed loop in the end. Going to pick the same or the matching loop to the other side. Push that in. Again, I'm not going to go too tight. So I've got to go through this loop up here. Again, just nice fixed loop, makes it easy to do. And to pull that tight, maybe push that in a little harder. We'll use a stick so it doesn't dig into my hand. There you go. Again, taut line hitch, just so I can adjust the tension on the front. There you go. Again, I'm going to tidy up this back corner. Tuck that in. And that is your classic tarp tent. Again, pretty weatherproof. The only downside, you do have this open section. If you wanted to, you can peg this out as well, although it then makes getting in and out a little bit more difficult. But that's it. Pretty good weather resistant tarp tent, and it's a classic one that pretty much everyone knows. So we're going to have a little tour around now. So we'll have a look at it around the outside. You can see where I've just used the piece of cord just to tie back that front door. You've got the back here that's all pegged out and tied it up. What you can do as well is you can use a second stick if you wanted to on the inside, a shorter pole, and you can basically try and peg out here. It'll give you much more room, much more headroom, especially if you know, you're camping out. So yeah, it's always worth having maybe a second stick with, you know, some sort of cloth on the top just to hold that section up. Again, around the back. Again, we're down to the side, which is almost a mirror image. Got a taut line hitch going around into the entranceway, and let's have a look inside. So I quite like these as standalone tarp tents. So you do have the entranceway, which is quite wide and which will allow quite a lot of water in. You can rig the two flaps to actually cover most of that up if you want to, and peg them out. You can also obviously pin down the sides just for some extra weather resistance. And this is where you can actually peg out or put in another pole just to give you a little more headroom. But if you're on your own in here, you've got absolutely tons of room to lie down. And you can have all your room for kit, and you've got a little area there that you can sort of cook in, as long as the weather isn't blowing in too hard. So yeah, the only thing you've got to contend with, as per most standalone tarp tent designs, is you have a pole in, you know, your living space, as it were. Hope you enjoyed that one.